Happy birthday, Hooter.
Happy birthday, Hooter.
Shout out to everyone's favorite mascot. If you didn't know, at the Temple basketball game this week, Hooter turned 49.
49?
Yeah, he looks good.
I remember when Hooter won, mascot of the year or something in Philadelphia. It was a couple years ago. It's a very proud moment for me. Not that I'm walking around in a Hooter costume or anything, but we celebrated Hooter's birthday a couple days ago. Unfortunately, that was the brightest part of that Sunday afternoon, which we'll get into in a sec. But if you clicked on this episode, it probably wasn't for Hooter. It was probably for our special guest, who we will welcome later on in the show, Amanda Morelli from Temple Women's Rowing, will be joining us later. But first, let's get into...
We gotta hit your classic line, though. The people probably want it.
What? Let's do what we always do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I notice every time I listen, not often, every time, once every couple weeks, I notice I say the same thing. I feel like some consistency is good.
Okay.
Let's start with Temple Women's Basketball, who...
No, I was saying the welcome back, and then you say our names, but I guess people may know our names. I'm Amelia Wright.
Oh.
The other sound you hear over there is David Lippman, and...
Well, I don't get a beloved co-host when you announce it?
No, because you messed up already. So, let's get into our Owl Sports recap of the week.
Let's do it. Let's start with Temple Women's Basketball, who, honestly... It's a tough week for both basketball programs. I'm not gonna bury the lead.
Yeah, don't sugarcoat it.
It was just tough, and previous week was really positive. Mm-hmm. I believe we even said that it was our Owl of the week.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah,
and I tried to knock on wood. I remember.
Yeah,
and I may have.
And some hosts believe in the jinx, others don't. You can guess who believes in it or who doesn't, but obviously we didn't do something right because let's just say both basketball teams. Suffered multiple losses last week. Temple Women's Basketball fell to the UTSA Roadrunners on the road by a score of 52-43. Honestly, going to Texas in the middle of the week doesn't seem like something that any team would like to do.
It doesn't sound fun.
And then they were back at home on Saturday, where both Temple men's and women's basketball played this weekend at home. The women on Saturday fell to the ECU Pirates 79-73. Another close loss.
High-scoring game.
High-scoring game. Sanaya Craig, who I don't think we've mentioned much on the podcast, had 20 points and went 9 of 16 from the field. And Savannah Curry finished with a career high of 18 points. So, some good individual performances in that game. However, the Owls could not get it done down the stretch and were outscored in the second half. So obviously not the week that they wanted as they continue their conference play. Just a shout, we're coming up on the end of regular season play.
That's crazy.
Tournament play is right around the corner. So this week, as we're actually recording this podcast, Temple Women's Basketball is currently playing in Charlotte, and at halftime, they are up 24-20. Little live report, first ever on the podcast. So hopefully they can hold on to that lead, and then they will play against Memphis later on this week. I believe they are playing on Saturday.
Is that away again?
That'll be at home.
Okay.
So they'll be back in action this weekend against Memphis. Let's go to Temple men's basketball, who, if you recall last week, were in really good position in the standings. With, we talked about how the conference is super close. They were in that, second place range along with a bunch of other teams. They traveled down to Tulane, so kind of a theme here of last week was both basketball teams had to go to the south in the middle of the week, which I'm sure, again, is difficult to do. And Tulane was one of those teams we mentioned last week. Record may not be reflective of how good they actually are. They had, some pretty notable wins against Memphis on the road. And the Owls just struggled flat out in this game. They were tied at halftime, but it wasn't their cleanest half of basketball. Yeah. And then they just kind of got outworked in the second half. They were outscored by 11. So not the result they were looking for on the road. I kind of knew it almost felt like a trap game, coming off what was a great week. So I feel like this game, I could have seen this one coming almost. but would have liked to see them kind of battle. The second half kind of got away from them pretty early on. And then they were back at Liacouras on Sunday, as you mentioned, for Hooter's birthday, in a game where they led by, I think, as many as 12 in the second half.
Yeah.
And just down the stretch, couldn't put the ball in the basket. And remember, they went on, North Texas went on like a 10-0 run at one point.
Yeah.
It just felt like the lead just got cut every single possession. And it was, I was watching in the car, and I think you were there at the game, right?
Yeah.
What did you see from the Owls in that game?
It just seemed like, I mean, as you said, like offensive struggles, but turning the ball over, the Owls are usually really good. I think they were like leading the nation in the least turnovers per game, but they were kind of just getting outplayed all over the court. Turnovers, sloppy plays, not putting the ball in the net. So.
Yeah, and we know that Temple this season loves to play in these close games. We mentioned the margin of victory being, and defeat really being super narrow, and it kind of makes sense if you look at the conference standings. Right now, I believe they're tied for fourth place, but they're just 2.5 games out of first. There looks like there's like a bunch of teams with 5 losses in the conference. So it's just a really tight year for the conference, and every possession, it feels like down the stretch, can impact where you're seated for the tournament, which is obviously really important in a conference that's this large. If you're a top 4 seed, you're going to get a bye or two, which could be the difference in making the tournament run or not. So they'll turn their attention to UAB this week on Wednesday at home, which shout out student athlete recognition game for 3.0 students. So if you're at the game, you'll see a bunch of student athletes at halftime. That's a big one. UAB currently is 7-6 in the conference, so you win this game, you get a little separation. You lose this game, you just fall even further down in the standings. So really pivotal game at home, and then they're on the road this weekend at Wichita State, which, again, Wichita is a half game above them right now in the standings. So you go 2-0 this week. We're going to have an entirely different conversation next week about where we are in the standings. So just a really important week for Temple men's basketball, and we hope they get back on track.
Yeah.
Let's go to Temple men's tennis, who we haven't talked a lot about. Their season is kind of getting underway now. They competed against Drexel and fell 7-2 on the road. One shout out, though, Lance Cochran, who transferred in this semester from Charlotte, who was American Conference champions. I believe it was last year in tennis. So Lance is a grad student and looking to make his presence felt for Temple men's tennis this season. He picked up the lone victory in the match against Drexel, and he'll be looking to do the same as they will host their first home meet of the season against Morgan State coming up. I believe that will be played on Saturday, February 21st. So I believe that's a Saturday. Saturday at home. So Temple men's tennis, beautiful new courts that they put in last year. We'll see some action on there. Another team competing at home this week, Temple fencing, who will have the Temple invite this weekend.
Senior meet.
I believe it's their last home meet. They were not. The team didn't have any competition last week, so they'll look to get back and rolling. Remember, they were UNC a couple weeks ago. They performed really well. Another team we don't talk about a lot, just hasn't been in season, men's golf. They competed actually Monday and Tuesday this week at the Wexford Invitational, which I believe is in Hilton Head, South Carolina. And a quick shout out from that competition. Freshman Nico Pisarowski, I believe I'm butchering that last name.
As usual, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough last name. Nico would understand if he's listening. He finished in 17th place individually to lead the Temple men's golf team, and the team finished 11th out of, I believe, 18 teams.
Yeah, just make up a number.
No, it's calculated. But they beat St. Joe's, which is maybe a theme for the Owls.
Love to hear it.
A little foreshadow there. They'll go to Puerto Rico next week, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Jealous. That seems like warm weather and a good time playing golf. I think I've said this, not on the podcast, not publicly, but you cannot convince me that the best sport to play in college is not golf. yeah, I'll let the viewers or the listeners sit with that for a second.
Yeah.
I just think it's probably the most enjoyable. All right, let's go to gymnastics. Lot of sports and competition last week.
I know.
This is like our longest one.
It probably is, yeah.
Temple Gymnastics home meet last Friday was senior night, taking on Yale, Brown, and William and Mary. And it was kind of an up and down meet, you could say, for the Owls. They started by recording a season high on vault. Got to give a couple shout outs here. Sophomore Nikki Rengifo, she scored a 9.8. And Amelia Budd, she scored a 9.825, which I will say puts her back in first place in the conference on that event, and currently ranked, I believe, number 7 in the region on vault.
Okay, Amelia.
So she's continuing her excellent season on that event. Then they moved to bars, where things took a turn for the worst, unfortunately. They had a couple falls, and they just didn't score the way they needed to on that event to keep up with the other teams. And then they closed it out on beam and floor, where they had, again, really strong performances, season high on beam, and I believe a tie for season high on floor. But it just like it kind of stinks because of that bar rotation, they finished third in the meet. However, if you look at it, I believe they scored the highest on all the other rotations. So it was really just that one event.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were second on floor by like 0.1. The point is, it was that one event that really kept them from getting the win on senior night. However, I think the team's optimistic that if they can get that event down, they can compete with some of the other teams in the conference and also in the region. So they'll be back in action on Friday. They have a meet at home versus Central Michigan. I believe it's at 6 p.m. So if you're in the area, come watch some gymnastics. I think they only have one more home meet after this. All right, let's bring us home. Little Temple lacrosse.
Everyone's favorite sport.
Everyone who probably listens, yeah, it's probably their favorite sport.
Yeah, I'd say majority of our listeners.
Before Amelia dives into the games, she's not going to say it, so I will. This past weekend, the Owls traveled to American, which is in Maryland.
Wait, before that, we got to talk about St. Joe's.
I'm letting you talk about St. Joe's.
Okay. No, I'm excited.
I'm going to let you talk about St. Joe's. I'm going to give up the mic in 1 second, but I wouldn't do it before saying that my co-host, beloved co-host, notched not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 goals against American, which, I mean, I think that's a pretty good it's a pretty good performance. But she wasn't alone. Sabrina Martin and Lexi Culp both had hat tricks themselves. It was a scoring fiesta. I'll let you take it away. I just had to shout that out because I don't think she's going to say it herself.
Scoring fiesta, that's a good one. Yeah. So before American, we played St. Joe's on Wednesday, and if you've listened to the podcast, you know we've hyped up that game for, I think, the whole time that we've done the podcast, honestly. So probably about 7 months now. That was a good one. That was I don't even know the final score. I think like 13-9. I think we pulled away in the second half. We were down. We were up, then we were down, then we were back up. But I want to give a shout out to our Owl of the Week. That is Lexi Culp. She had a hat trick in that game in the first quarter, so she carried us to victory against St. Joe's, and she's been killing it. So
did I see she was also like American Conference Player of the Week or Offensive?
She was honorable mention, and Sabrina Martin was midfielder of the week. So
well, I don't know how Lexi Culp didn't get an award.
Oh, I think she did last week. I'm not sure, but this week
she's scoring a lot of goals. I think is the point.
She's doing a lot of good things for her team, and had to give her a shout out, of course. Later this week, we're recording today on Tuesday. Tomorrow we're at Ryder. And then Saturday, we have a home game against UMass Lowell.
Lowell. Just try Lowell. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about lacrosse.
Let's go.
Let's keep rolling. We're 3-0.
3-0. Just get it going. We got conference play in a couple weeks. You guys have a long, pre-conference.
Yeah, the month of February is really long. 2 games a week, and bodies are low-key feeling it, but hopefully we keep up the wins,
Yeah, and this is a good time of year for the podcast because we just got so much action going on. I think it's going to be an exciting couple weeks for the podcast as we continue to talk about each of these sports and their seasons. But
yeah,
let's talk. Let's bring in our guest here. Amanda Morelli is joining us from Temple Women's Rowing, And first off, Amanda, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you. I was really logged in on YouTube. I kind of forgot I had to speak for a bit.
Yeah, no, I know. It's honestly, this is the longest I think we've ever recapped.
It's probably the most amount of sports for sure.
There's a lot of action, but we got it in 15 minutes. But anyway, so Amanda, we usually like to start by talking about kind of your journey to Temple. Amelia and I, we love learning about fellow student athletes, how they've gotten to this place. I think everyone's story is somewhat unique. And I want to start there with you. So tell us about your journey to Temple, not just as a student, but also obviously as a student athlete on the rowing team.
Yeah, absolutely. My story feels a bit unique. People definitely relate to it, but I think with the environment that I'm in, not many have. When I originally came to Temple, did not want to be here at all. I didn't look at Temple. I was not considering Temple. I had 3 cousins, my mom, my sister. They all went to Temple. I was like, I'm not going to go. I want to be different. So I looked at all these other schools. I got into schools. I toured them, and I didn't like them. And I kind of felt hopeless, and then my mom pushed me into Philly. Then I toured it, and I loved it, and I decided to go here. But I never had the intention of going for sport. I had done sports my whole life. I had played soccer for as long as I could possibly remember. I stopped that once I was in 8th grade, and then 2 years in high school I did competitive cheer. Went back to soccer my senior year of high school. Regretted stopping soccer because then I realized I can't do a sport in college. I have no area to be recruited in. So when I had gotten to campus, they had that like welcoming event where all the clubs and all the teams are out on like that main center stretch of campus. And this really tall guy was just handing out flyers, being like rowing team, NCAA, like Division I varsity, taking walk-ons. And I just went up to him and was like, hi, I'm really short. I know that there's like no video on this podcast right now. I'm 5'1". I think the next shortest on my team is like 5'5". But still a 5'1" rower is not very common at all in the collegiate space. Most people think I'm a coxswain, which is the tiny person that yells in the boat.
Right.
But I am as stubborn as a mule, as my dad would say. So they asked me to be a coxswain, and I said no. But anyway, I told this guy, I was like, yeah, I'm really short. And he just said, that's okay. And the next thing you know, I'm at tryouts, just kind of going through it, made the roster, and I've been on the team ever since. It's my 4th year now. Yeah. So definitely a journey I didn't expect, but one I am so grateful for, and I really don't think I could have done Temple or I could have done college just without this sport and like without my team.
Yeah, I love that. I think your sport's cool in that way where you can kind of pick it up, later on and still have a lot of success while doing it. Some of these sports, we just talk about gymnastics. We're like, you got to start at 6 years old or else you're like late.
And you got to do it for like 6 hours a day.
If you start at 8, like there's no chance you can make it. So it's like
unreal.
It's really cool that your sport, you can pick it up, later on and still you're still able to have success. But also I guess like one thing I want to talk about with you is, people might not know, they might like have heard of rowing or crew, but they might not understand like how big these teams actually are. So I guess for you, like coming in as a walk-on, as a freshman, joining a team of like 50 or 60 girls.
Yeah, I think this year, it's just over 45, but regardless, it's
I feel like
unmatched. Like no other team.
Yeah, well, like besides football, I feel like there's like 45 people. I mean, my team has like 13. That was a lot. So like, how did you kind of navigate, being a part of such a large team, and how do you like now as a senior, how do you kind of leave your footprint on it?
I think this may be the first year that I finally feel fully comfortable on the team. And that has nothing to do with the people. It's nothing to do with the coaches. But coming in my first year being a walk-on, like being a novice, you kind of spend that whole entire first year just figuring out the sport and determining if you want to come back.
Because there's that learning curve, right? Like you have to pick up on the technique. You got to pick up on how the sport actually works.
My whole life on land, and next thing you know, I'm in like a barely 2-foot wide boat in the middle of a river. You have to go to the bathroom. You're screwed. Right. You have to wait.
I feel like the premise of your sport, kind of like running, is pretty simple. Like you start the race, you trying to get first, you're trying to go faster. But then like the actual technique and how you actually accomplish that is far more difficult than just moving your legs quick. Yeah. So like, how did you like pick up on like being in the actual boat? because there's a huge chemistry piece to it. I'm sure that every boat that you've been a part of has operated somewhat differently depending on the cocks and depending on who's in the boat with you. So how did you kind of navigate that? Obviously, you said first year, a lot of learning. Was there a moment throughout your 4 years that it kind of clicked for you?
Yeah, definitely my sophomore year. So coming back my sophomore year, like in the fall, it was still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I still kind of felt like a novice because I still felt new, but I was technically now on the varsity squad. And so that included a bit of a ramp up in training compared to what I had been used to. And it also just meant me kind of faking it till I'm making it and just pretend like I have been here and I have been rowing for all these years, like just telling myself so I could fit in. And being part of varsity my sophomore year then allowed me to compete, or maybe not compete, but just like work with my athletes that have been rowing for all these years that were recruited. And so it allowed me to get coaching feedback from my head coach and my assistant coach rather than just the novice coach that we had. So I noticed a lot more technical changes my sophomore year. I was starting to get a bit more comfortable on the water and just knowing that if they didn't want me back or thought I was really bad my novice year, they would not have told me to come back. And so it was a lot of just trusting that, like, I am here for a reason, even on the days where I feel like, wow, I'm dragging this boat down because I just started rowing a year ago. That, like, if I wasn't good enough to be here, they would have told me to leave or they would have told me not to come back because it's so many girls. There's plenty of people they could sub me out with.
Right.
So
a lot of competition on that team.
A lot.
Sure.
So it really clicked my sophomore year, especially. It was helpful to just have such supportive coaching staff that my sophomore year I was in the 4 boat. So it's just 4 rowers and a coxswain. And I was the stroke seat of that, which meant I was the one kind of in charge of that pacing, which looking back was insane because I still feel like I don't have that down. But then last year, my junior year, I'm in the back of the boat, you could say. I was in an 8 boat and I was 2 seat, which meant that there were, from my vision, like 6 rowers in front of me. And I was kind of being the one to help pick it up in the back. So you learn from being in different positions in the boat. And I'm thankful that sophomore year, that was a big point for me where I had that room to have experimentation, which where I fit well in the boat. And from junior year on these last 2 years, it's been more solidified kind of where I sit.
That's actually crazy. I just learned so much, I feel like, just from hearing the number of
Sorry
people in the
about
boat alone. And who's the stroke leader.
Love learning. We love learning about sports.
That's actually so cool to hear. I feel like another interesting part of your team, and I don't know if we got into this with Adam from crew, but you guys do like spring training trips and stuff like that. My team at least doesn't really do anything like that. I don't know if you do.
We did like our first, like it wasn't through Temple. Like we did like our own like team retreat for like a weekend in the Poconos, but we like covered it ourselves.
Yeah,
That's wholesome.
You guys
Love
do
that.
like, I mean, you guys do like some sort of a trip over, was it winter break?
Yeah, so
To
we
Florida?
did ours, it was like the first week of January. This was my first winter training trip, so that was really exciting for me. Last one, best one.
Wait, is it like only a number of girls go? Or?
It used to be in the past, it was a number of girls. I think last year we just didn't have one.
Okay.
Or no, last year we did. The year before that, I don't think we had one.
Gotcha.
But thankfully, we really kicked butt with some fundraising.
Oh,
We
love
were
that.
calling people, sending letters, so we got a really amazing amount of money from supporters that allowed the whole entire team to go. So we all came back from winter break on January 3rd. And then that night, we got told everyone's going, and we left for Tampa, Florida the next day. So I kind of scrambled.
turnaround.
I didn't think I was going. So I had to call my dad and be like, hey, you need to come down to Temple, drive an hour, and give me my passport because I don't have it. So we left that Sunday the 4th, and we stayed until January 9th, which I think was like a Friday. But that was just incredible because the thing about rowing, it's on the water. Yes, you have an erg machine, but when you go kind of a long time without touching an oar and getting into that rhythm and feeling that balance of the boat again and the water running underneath the boat, technique can sometimes go out the window a little bit. So being able to come off of winter break which is essentially a month period of just training alone on the erg machine, which is like a torture device. Getting to be with your team in 70-degree weather back on the water was just such a great way to come back from that month of isolation and like getting into your sport and kind of breaking up the months of erg training, because right now the Schuylkill is frozen.
Yeah.
Our river is frozen, so
you
we're
probably
kind
spend a
of.
lot of time on the erg machine right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get into that later. I got some questions about the erg.
Well, it doesn't really seem like she's a big fan of it.
Oh, it's my worst enemy. Being
it's just
short,
if you're
it
on
stinks.
for months. Like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
But let's go to more of a positive note. Well, you were positive about the trip, just not positive about the erg. So tell our what do you call them, the Owl Faithful, a little bit about like rowing season. What are you looking forward to this year? I don't even know how to word this question, but like you take that however you want. Like
Yeah, the fun thing about rowing is that there's not really an off season. So we have a fall and we have a spring. It kind of stinks. So in the fall, it's more of our longer distance races. So we'll practice our 6K erg testing, but our races tend to be like 4,000 meters long to 5,000 meters long. And that season kind of focuses more on like technique and refining things and figuring out the rhythm, what the team looks like. But we still have regattas or races in the fall. Then you spend winter training up your speed and your power for the spring, because your spring races are the ones that count towards that NCAA championship, the one that gets you to your conference championship. And those distances are 2,000 meters long. So it's a lot quicker. And then once that is over, you spend the summer building up your endurance again for the longer races that come in the fall. So it's kind of all year round. We had a pretty cool fall season. I think we have a really amazing freshman class, and especially being a senior now and feeling like I have made a decent impact on this team, I like to think. And our team has just been clicking so well this year on like a personal level that I was able to like take a step back and really see the depth that we have. And it's a young team. And I really feel like that we're just now coming out of this like growing period, or that iffy period about, you know, what conference are we in? Because we just switched that. And like who we're going to be racing, that will allow us to show off all the work we have done on the erg machine to then go onto the water and just get after our first conference championship. Like the team is just, it's so exciting to be on right now, and it's nothing but growth.
That's good to hear. And when does that actually officially start?
It's a really good question.
When the Schuylkill freezes, I guess?
Yeah, so right now, thankfully, our first, we'll say scrimmage, because our first regatta is not until a little bit later, but we kick off every season with a scrimmage of Rutgers. Mm-hmm. So in the fall, Rutgers came to us. Right now, the Schuylkill is frozen. So thankfully, it happens to be that we will be heading over to Rutgers on March 14th to scrimmage them. Whether or not that body of water is frozen, I don't know. But I think we've got a little
By
bit.
March, we should be good.
Yeah, I feel like under a month we should be fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be on the lookout.
Mm-hmm.
You got a new pair of fans for Temple Women's Rowing. We got to make it out to. We got to make it out to the regatta.
Yeah,
Do
I
a
do. I think that's like honestly the only sport.
Live show from the regatta.
That'd be kind of fun.
Outdoor Alpod.
I haven't gone to crew or rowing, so
I've been to crew. I haven't been to rowing.
New fans, new location.
I gotta make my way over, because I like regattas. They're good vibes. It's good vibes. Good vibes.
New conference too.
Need the weather to be
Always gonna push
appropriate.
that.
It's cold. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe like April, Alpod outdoor. We'll see.
I'm down. Yeah.
Regardless, we'll be following. I know you guys obviously are on the water right now. A couple weeks from now, after spring break, hopefully you guys get off the erg, which I don't even think we need to get into that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it.
Everybody hates you.
Everybody hates it. All right, let's move to Amelia's favorite section of the podcast, Temple Takes. This week, we are going to be talking about travel. So, Temple Travel Takes.
Yeah.
Always alliterate.
Yeah, you always like a good
when you
tongue
can.
twister.
When you can, you alliterate. You want to explain / kick us off with what we are going to be discussing?
Yeah, normally we do over/under, but I think we got a little bit more creative this week. So we might, some you might be able to do the over/under, some I think we just give our answer and then feel free to explain, and then we can rebuke each other and so forth. So let's I guess I'll start off with something that we can go like over, under. Wait, I just had a stroke. Overrated, underrated. Let's start off with like travel necessities. You know that you have some of those teammates that like you get on the bus, you get on the plane, and they're like, oh, I need my neck pillow. Oh, I need my stuffed animal from 2nd grade. Oh, I need my blanket. I'm going travel necessities overrated. I think I used to have a phase that I wanted to bring like stuffed animal on the bus I could put my head on. I can live without it. I think that's all I have to say. Overrated.
Amanda?
I'm
Thoughts?
underrated. But we have to clarify what a travel necessity is. Because, like, I don't bring, like, the huge stuffed animals or, like, a blanket. But I'm always packing more Advil than I need.
Oh, wow.
More nausea medicine than I need.
Are you a nervous flyer or no?
No, I just like to kind of be prepared for anything. I mainly have it in case someone, like, else needs it. Because I have a lot of nervous flyers on my team. Granted, there's 45 of us, so someone's gonna need it. But I always think I have a habit of like it's a 2-day trip and I'll still bring like a coloring book and some pens. I know I don't have time, but
We never have time.
you might, there'll be a moment where I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna mix it up here a little bit, as I always do with this section. So, travel necessities, overrated because
Guys,
I don't not a very good packer. Just being transparent here. I can't remember the last time I packed a toothbrush. I always just go to the hotel lobby.
Dude, what?
I don't.
That's crazy.
Obviously, I brush my teeth. I'm just saying, like, why would I pack a toothbrush when I can just go to the hotel lobby and they'll just give you a free one? with
Okay,
some
this is a
toothpaste.
different level of travel
That's a
necessity. I was
little-
going like on my team, like everyone brings the weighted stuffed animals.
Oh, I don't-
You
no.
need
Yeah.
toothpaste. You need
No, I'm not.
toothbrushes.
I don't bring like stuffed animals or blankets. I try to go like as light as possible, but I do like pack like some items. I just pack like way too many of. So I have like way too many shirts. I'll go for like 2
Like,
days.
no toothbrush.
I'll go for
Okay.
2 days and have like
Right,
100 shirts.
right. Okay.
Like, what am I gonna do with all these shirts? And then I won't pack like other things that I need. So I'm not a very good packer. Never have
You
been.
just throw things in a bag.
I'm like if I'm leaving, I'll pack like as close to leaving as possible. Like
That makes sense. Like that's very fitting for you. I
yeah,
feel like.
100%. So necessity is overrated. I will say I have developed in the last like call it 3-4 years, maybe college. I don't know, last 4 years. I've developed a little bit of NFS, which is nervous flyer syndrome, of course,
Oh.
which I just made up in my head completely.
Yeah, you like looked at us like we would
I
know what
thought,
that stood
isn't
for.
NSF mean like National Sport,
NFS,
Sport Certified or
yeah,
something?
I don't know. I just thought like
He just makes things up all
nervous
the time.
flyer syndrome. I've developed it. I don't know if it's a thing or not, but
Wow.
I used to like not be phased, just pass out, wake up when the flight landed.
Oh.
I find myself looking out the window quite often, and I don't know why. I just feel like when I'm in
Do
the
you
air
fly
and
often?
it's
Pondering.
shaking, I've been flying a lot this year recently, and I just feel like when I'm in the air, I'm looking out the window. I just feel like, am I the only one that's thinking like this thing could go down at any minute? And then I have to remind myself. Sorry, this is really long. I just can't. I have to get this out of my chest. I just
It's a therapy session now.
I always think
Open owl
like
therapy.
I always think about that stat that I heard. I don't know where I heard it. It was like
God.
it's like yeah, it's more like dangerous to get in a car than it is on a plane, which is true. But still, like the thought of like just crashing down at any moment keeps me awake and just kind of haunts me on the flight. It could be an hour flight. I'm still bugging.
Wow. I'm surprised you agreed to talk about
Sorry,
temple
I know,
travel takes.
Yeah, wow.
Sounds like it's an emotional
no,
subject.
it's oversharing for sure, but I just thought the audience, might be curious.
Okay,
Comment
let's,
if you relate.
let's get away from flying. Let's do like go to bus activity because I mean we just had a 3-hour bus trip to DC, and it's kind of funny just to see like what your teammates do. I transitioned from like TikTok to reading. I never download movies or shows. Some people are like only that. So, what are your guys' answers on those?
I'm a look out the window with some music and daydream. Just think of some fun things. If I'm going to a race, sometimes I'll just try to like envision our race plan depending on how long the trip is. I'm also an avid attempt at a nap. It never works, but
Because you can't get comfortable. It's impossible.
it's
in
so
those
hard.
buses.
And if you find a good position, you give it 5 minutes and then your legs are getting pins and needles. So you can't really win, but I like to keep my headphones on and my eyes closed, so even if I'm not asleep, no one's going to bother me.
Wait, so there's a question like, am I watching like movies or TV shows?
Yeah, what are you doing on a bus? Like,
Oh man, yeah, bus rides suck.
yeah.
I feel like for bus rides, I'm not like everyone thinks probably I hate music because I don't like listen that much. I don't like music in the car actually. If it's in my ears, I like it like on the aux. If that makes sense. It might be weird. I like honestly.
Can't get weirder.
Honestly, like I try to go movie, just because like if I get distracted in a good movie, time will go by so much faster.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is it's pretty hard to
get locked in.
It's hard to get locked
Yeah.
in, especially like I can't watch on my phone. I feel like the screen's not big enough.
It's too tiny, and then I feel like I'm straining my eyes a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Not as enjoyable. If like I'm really into a show, it needs to be on the TV.
Yeah, but you won't do it on a laptop. Like that's
I
too big.
I could go laptop. If I'm on a bus, we do a lot of car trips. Like we'll be in the car. Like this
you
weekend
guys
we
are
go
in the
up to
vans.
yeah. So like I can't do it there, but like on a bus.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of these things called like the dog bed
Yes.
on the bus?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
this
dog
is like
bed?
the new like big
Like in a
thing.
car, like dog beds, you can like clip them around like the what do you call it?
Oh,
You
like
put
the
your head,
headrest. Yeah.
And then I think you can get more comfortable. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
like
trend, I
people
feel
are
like.
going in them?
Yeah,
Yes.
the entire gymnastics team, like they all bring their dog beds on road trips, and they all like sit like very like they don't sit on the seat, they like sit in the dog bed,
Yeah.
and then they're like way more comfortable.
I'll give it to him. That's kind of.
It's like pretty innovation.
I
that
feel like
excites,
I'd break
honestly.
it, but I like the idea.
No, it's like it's like like, I think it's like pretty sturdy.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Shout out dog beds.
Okay, I guess going into getting comfortable, we kind of already talked about it, but let's go sleeping on a bus. Like, I think
Ooh.
this is arguably like one of the top 5 most uncomfortable things in the world. Like, Amanda already talked about it, but like, don't think I've ever been able to sleep on a
No.
bus. We got on the bus at 6 a.m. This weekend, and I was like, oh, hopefully I can sleep. Nope, never.
It never works, but I will always try
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
without fail.
Yeah, see, I have success with this, but
How? You're like 6 feet tall.
because I can sleep anywhere. I've always been able to sleep anywhere. It's kind of
Not on a plane.
No, besides, well, no, that's
Pondering
that's
out the
recent.
window.
That's recent. That's very recent. If you were listening closely, that was recent. You know, growing up is fine. I will say it's not that I don't want to sleep on the plane or the bus or whatever. It's that if I do, suddenly there's like 8 pictures in our team group chat of me sleeping. I don't know. Has this happened to you guys? Like, whenever someone
Yeah.
falls asleep on our team, they get like the most up close and personal picture sent to like the entire team. And look, is it funny? Sure, but like sometimes I just want to sleep without the what do you call it? What do they call it?
Humiliation?
No, like the paparazzi.
Embarrassment.
Paparazzi's like
Yeah, my team doesn't really do that, so.
Seems like it's like a high risk, high reward. Like good nap, but
Yeah,
you're gonna get
exposure.
some pics taken.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's do next one. Well, trigger warning, David. We're gonna talk about flying again.
Oh God.
I don't know if airports scare you in
I
general.
might have to leave the room.
It's okay.
I don't know if airports scare you, but let's do like go to airport snack. This is a hard one for me.
Pretzels, which I feel like is not a lot of people pick that. They're
Yeah.
usually like a candy or something. I love a good bag of pretzels and a coffee. It's all I really need.
Let's also do what drink are you ordering when they come through, like on the
Ooh.
flight, because that's always a topic for debate.
Probably it depends on the mood. Sometimes I go for a little Coke Zero. Sometimes if I want something fresh, it's a Sprite Zero. Other days I'm a little sleepy and
bougie flights
I
with
get
the zeros.
I get a hot tea, you know.
Like, what kind of flights are we on? I'm like trying to think
Temple
of
taking
the
you on
last.
Delta or like
Yeah.
what?
I think what did we do last time? I think
That's
last time we
probably-
did American.
Yeah, fly a lot of American.
Yeah.
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 This is a hard one for me. Do you have an answer here, Dave?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast somehow, but I need to have a bottle of water with me.
Yeah.
It's like also like
$10
I also
bottle.
know I'm about to say something that I've definitely said on the podcast, but it needs to be said again. Airports are one of the biggest fugazis of all time, in terms of like how they are, like the prices and everything. Like I hate airports.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what it is. Besides the free Wi-Fi, I can't think of anything that's nice about an airport.
The Wi-Fi doesn't even work.
The
half
Wi-Fi never
time.
works.
Whatever. So there you go. There's nothing nice
There's
about
nothing.
it. Yeah, I just hate buying stuff at the airport because it's like going to the stadium. Like water's like $6. It's just really annoying. And then the water fountains, they like bury them so you can't fill up. It's just I don't like airports. I don't like flying. I'm just next.
I will say
What bev are you getting though?
oh, the bed.
Oh, on the flight, that's good. I think like sometimes they have those Minute Maid cans of apple juice that look really good.
Oh, those are gonna get. I do. Oh, apple juice or orange juice? Quick question.
I
I'll
just
throw
bought a
in.
gallon of apple juice today.
Beautiful.
I'm an apple juice.
I'm an
girl.
apple juice. Oh, this is good.
Apple
Okay.
over orange.
But I
I
like
feel
orange
safe.
juice more, actually.
Oh,
my
never
God.
mind.
You
Never
put ice in
mind.
orange juice?
No.
No.
No, right? Okay.
If it's orange
You're
juice,
just you're confirming.
yeah.
Just making sure I'm not going crazy.
Well, you are. So, I mean, I asked the question. I still don't have an answer. Darn. On a plane, I feel like I'm usually getting like a Sprite or ginger ale. Might be the only time I ever drink ginger ale. Good for the stomach, while you're flying. Snack depends on mood. Like I love everything. Nerds Clusters is probably like my all-time
So
go-to.
good. Wait,
Oh,
blue
that's-
or pink?
I feel like we've talked about this. Did we talk about this
I
already?
feel like we're
I
having like
kinda just
deja vu. Like
take
a lot of
any.
deja vu.
I just love
Yeah.
all the nerd clusters.
That's what I said. I like all of them. I've never tried one that I don't like. Do you like blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we did talk about this for some reason. But then I also like to get something salty. Salt and vinegar chips, goldfish,
Ooh,
like those are my
yeah,
go-tos.
yeah.
Pretzels.
Yeah, Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are so
Love
good, by the
pretzels.
way.
I mean, I probably pick
Extra
pretzels
toasted
because I have a
Cheez-Its.
dairy allergy, so I can't have the
Oh.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
You ever had just like a
sad.
really good pack of Cheez-Its?
Nope.
I mean, no?
Bro, he's like fuming over here
Nope.
for Cheez-Its. I do love Cheez-Its.
I just got thinking about it. Okay. Sorry. There's some good dialogue here.
Yeah, we
Travel.
could. I want to talk about my favorite Cheez-It flavor. I'm so passionate about
Extra cheddar?
it. Extra toasted cheddar jack.
Cheddar
That
Jack.
sounds fun.
It's crispy.
I feel like
it has
extra
the dust
toasted.
on it.
You're
Oh
doing
my
too
gosh.
much a little bit.
No.
That's like
Oh
a.
my gosh.
I'm about to eat and
How
just
do you-
take an EpiPen.
How do you
Sounds
even
worth it.
measure
Good.
that? What do you like? Extra toasted.
I mean, they're like
Is it-
burnt.
Are they like?
You can see them.
Are they like? Are they like? Do they look like burnt cheese? Burnt cheese.
No, it's just like a corner is burnt. Like they were in a little bit too
Oh.
long.
See, I thought it was like coming out like,
They're not like
looking like proper burnt.
they're not dark
It's like
brown.
ash.
You're eating like dust.
A bag of ash.
Yeah, no, it's enjoyable. It's amazing.
Wait,
It's
sorry,
the
this
best.
is really random. I just have to say, I feel like I'm obligated to share the podcast. This past weekend, I had a biscuit. I actually had multiple,
Oh yeah, you got to update the people.
and I had put jam on it.
Wait, was this in Boston?
What
This is
kind of
Boston.
jam?
Oh god,
Hotel biscuit. It was like strawberry jam,
Good.
go to.
Okay.
right?
It's
the
my
best.
favorite.
And I will say, like, my appreciation for biscuits like went up marginally, and
he
I'm
was
more
hating on
I'm
them.
more
My
open-
parents are gonna love this news.
I'm more open to exploring a more diverse, biscuit appetizer, or I'm more open to the idea
Okay.
of accepting biscuits in my life.
That's great to hear. Like
Just thought
I
like
think
the
you're-
loyal listeners,
Mhm.
if you know, you know.
your Southern podcast host appreciates to hear that.
Yeah.
Next is gonna be biscuits on gravy or gravy on biscuit. Oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
doing terrible today.
I'll definitely do biscuits on gravy.
Okay, let's go to our last one. Temple, a lot of the time when we travel, they give us per diem, so then you get a little extra money in your pockets. So let's go to airport meal. This is a hot topic of conversation, at least on my team. Whenever we go, it's like, oh, who's going?
Who's going where?
Usually Chipotle is one of the options. Chick-fil-A. Depends on the time.
We
but-
made it out of the airport at this point, right?
No, we are in the airport. This is before you fly.
You made it out.
Like,
Where
Like,
else would
what-
you go?
like
where
you're
you
in the
have all
terminal.
I'm
options?
thinking like, it's one of those afternoons where your team is like, hey, you guys got a couple hours, go get whatever you want to
No,
eat.
No,
you're,
no, we
you're
don't
in
do
the
that.
terminal.
We
You don't do that?
No.
No.
Oh, it's like
In the
that's
terminal.
That's a staple of my
You got a
travel
flight at
experience.
1. Gotta get lunch before.
Can we get out of the airport? I mean, I
Oh
know we're
my
traveling.
god.
I don't know. What am I getting? I'll tell you what I'm not getting.
You're
La-
running away.
I'm not getting La Colombe because talk about expensive. I mean, I know you like coffee. You like that? I
I
don't
love
drink. I've
their
never had a
espresso.
coffee, so I can't really. I just their muffins are
Darn.
Big muffin guy.
huge muffin guy. They're meh. If I had to go somewhere on per diem, yeah. I mean, I love Chick-fil-A. Chipotle is great. I've had a lot of Chipotle this year. Probably not great.
We're 2 months in.
Just a lot of Chipotle. Chips and guac. I think I have an addiction. Anyway, to answer your question, in the airport, I would go with Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's
It's
a
just
good answer.
it's just
Solid.
consistent. Can't really mess it up.
Yeah. I have a hot take here, and I
Oh.
know I'm gonna receive some backlash
oh
for
no.
this.
Oh no.
Subway.
Whoa.
What?
Yo.
I knew I was getting gay.
That is.
But the options.
It has become my
Yo,
routine in the
right.
airport. I
Man,
fly
there's
home for
so many
Thanksgiving.
options.
I fly home for Christmas. That Subway always hits in the Philadelphia.
You know what's
airport.
crazy? I love sandwiches, and when I see a Subway, I never not want to eat a sandwich so bad. Like,
Well, that's your fault. You get to pick what goes on it. Like you're doing
no.
something
It's
wrong.
something about the bread.
Oh,
Like the bread there is all jacked
Get the
up.
Italian herb and cheese. Then what are you doing?
That kind of bread,
Yes.
I don't trust them with that.
Oh my gosh.
No, I really cannot. I've had Subway maybe
I knew
once
I
or
was going to
twice.
receive hate. I receive hate in my daily life for my passion But
Subway is crazy.
okay,
I was kind of surprised by
God
that.
forbid a girl has a passion. Let's move on.
I feel like, well, first, regardless what time of day it is, I have to stop at one of like the really quick newsstands and
I was
get
gonna, that was
myself
gonna
a
be, that was actually
C4.
be my answer.
I
Not even
have to
kidding.
get a C4, and then I'll crack that
Sponsored
open.
athlete, right?
Trying. Hashtag love you launch point.
In the works.
It's in the works. Been a fan of them for years. So I get a C4, crack that open, and then I start my journey to a
Wait,
meal.
did you say no matter what time?
Yes.
Okay. That's crazy.
I love it. It's
Oh.
okay.
Going, sorry.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
We're all judging each other here.
So for a meal, it would depend the time of day, and of course with my allergies, because that's probably the toughest part. I might also have to agree with Chick-fil-A. It's always like a safe place because I know what I can get there really easily. When I was in Tampa, I somehow managed to smuggle a whole Tupperware container of grilled chicken through
Wow.
TSA.
Wait, you can bring food through TSA.
Yeah.
You're not smuggling.
I didn't know that. So I whip out of my bag like
You thought you were doing
3
something
fillets
crazy.
of grilled chicken. I'm like, I'm so smart. Found out it's completely normal.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, big chicken connoisseur also. That's kind of all I eat. So probably Chick-fil-A. Or if I'm feeling like I got a little more money in the bank, I'll go to Sabrina's Cafe in Terminal C.
Oh.
Gosh, I didn't even know they had
Yeah,
one
that's a
there.
good take. I've seen
Wait,
that.
that's bad to
Wait,
know now for
Wait,
me.
quick note, not to be like that guy or anything. And I'm sorry.
What are their muffins terrible?
I'm sorry to like. No, I'm gonna pull out
Overhyped.
something. You don't even see this coming. It's
Oh,
crazy.
no.
Oh god.
I'm sorry if I offend any listeners who happen to work at TSA, but those are some of like the most angry individuals you'll come across.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed. This isn't a
just
hot take. at all.
honestly, like I just feel like it has to be noted. Like maybe
Probably.
I can inspire some change in that department, because like I know it's early. I know the job isn't the most maybe exciting or exhilarating.
We're like paid.
I'm just trying to get through. I'm not trying to blow up the plane. Like
Okay.
I don't have like an explosive in my backpack. I don't have something in
Scouts
my.
honor.
I
Like, are they
don't
just supposed to
have
be
like
okay?
arsenic.
You
I
know what's
don't have an
crazy?
aerosol
You
can.
would think like, oh, like, you know, like I'm saying I don't have anything, and then I always get patted down.
Oh, your bag doesn't even get stopped. You get stopped.
Exactly. Like no.
Are you
like,
hiding liquids in your ankle socks?
No, it's like I just like they see me and they're like, yeah, red flag.
He's sus.
Too
Yo, tall guy, like pat him down always. It's like
That's hilarious. I always get patted down, but I have like 5 screws in my body, so I blame it on
that
that.
happens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just not to get off topic, but I just feel like
Let's keep going off topic. Side note: if you've ever been to the Atlanta airport, you know it's the worst. So
Really, I flew out of there a couple weeks ago. It was really early.
you weren't like
Oh.
attacked verbally.
Through.
TSA.
No, I got
Like, they're
actually.
just so-
It was so early in the morning. I got
If it's
right through.
if you're in the morning, it's good. But like if you catch them, like I don't know when their shift is over.
That's
if
the
their
busiest.
shift is
Okay,
over,
but I have to give them some slack. It's the busiest airport in the country.
Who
I
are
need
you
to travel
give people
more.
slack? You were just crapping on people for their
Well,
muffins.
I'm harsh but fair.
Okay, sure.
I'm critical, but
Let's go into how Boston was this weekend. You're harsh but fair in quotation
yeah,
marks.
yeah. No.
That'll have to be a
I don't-
different
I don't
different segment.
want to do that.
A
That needs like a
30-minute
new
segment.
podcast for like talking about
New
travel.
episode.
A lot of travel talk. I mean, I like to travel, but man, I don't like flying. It sounds counterintuitive.
That was my last one I had. So
I like getting to my destination.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like getting
Became a
in between.
big fan of airports.
Let's get to our next destination, our foul.
How or foul, my favorite
Mm.
segment of the podcast. And I'm proud to announce this week our owl is Temple Women's Lacrosse.
Let's
Which
go.
I mean, if you weren't listening, here's a little refresher. They're 3-0. They won 2 games last week. They got 2 more this week.
Mm-hmm.
Our host scored 4 goals. And they're just off to a flaming hot start. So we will continue to support them. They will play at home when the day this comes out.
Nope. Away. You are not listening.
And they're playing away. But you play home later this week.
Yes.
That's what I
At
meant.
Ryder today, technically.
Again, UMass Lowell.
Lowell. Yodelay.
Yodelay comes to town. That place, not even started. Where is it near? It's near Boston. Okay, anyway. So
Maybe
that's
we
the
can talk about
owl.
Boston next week for Temple Takes.
No,
It's just David ranting for hours.
I have a lot of thoughts on Boston.
Be a
None of
special
them-
episode.
None of them are positive unless you're a Polish deli. Anyway, DJ's Deli, shout out. Foul. This was it's always a good week when you struggle to come up with a foul, but
Mhm.
nonetheless we persisted. We found
we
a foul.
find one always.
We found one, and it's kind of an interesting one because we've talked a lot about the snow, how
Mhm.
inconvenient it is, how many problems it causes, The snow's going away, and it's still causing problems. Amanda, do you care to describe what's going on the streets of Philadelphia?
Absolutely. So I have a problem with my shoe game. I have a habit of when I see that it's raining outside, I go, oh, I'll just wear like my shoes that are waterproof. Hey, they're Crocs. They have holes in them. So I go
Ooh.
out and now my shoes are wet. I don't really think when it comes to shoes. But anyway, the snow is now melting, but we just had a long period of it being kind of icy and like, hard on the ground. So I've been getting away with wearing like my sneakers on like the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that it's melting, I'm stepping on like clumps of snow and stepping in puddles accidentally.
Splash.
And then my shoes are getting destroyed, my socks are wet, and I don't really carry extra socks around casually. So now it's just puddle central. Happy the snow is going away, but I'm
At what
going to need it
cost?
to evaporate.
Yeah, the snow needs to go away, but the draining needs to improve in the city. There was
Yes.
an issue near the Nest. I think it was with draining, but I'm not going to speak out of turn, even though I always do. And I think there's a lot of issues right now with the snow and melting and going away. And I think we're going to get no more snow next week. So
I keep getting
Winter-
alerts about like water main breaks happening, like
Oh my God,
everywhere.
There was one on the end of 17th. The other
no,
day.
Yes.
didn't there's a bunch of pipe bursting going on in Temple buildings.
I know it happened in
Yeah.
Fox a while ago.
It happened
I
in
don't know about-
Tyler like 2
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Our
So
school.
Yeah.
Poor
So
watercolor.
maybe like audible to like Temple, like the pipes. I mean, this summer there was an issue with gymnastics. I feel like we got to replace
I
these
kind of feel
pipes.
bad for the Tyler kids who were working on like paper mache, then all of a sudden just flood.
I saw a
Yeah,
video.
that's a bad
Yeah,
one.
so
I didn't know that happened.
yeah, water draining / pipe maintenance
Let's work on it, Temple.
would like to be improved.
Let's get on that.
All right, that was fun.
Next
Yeah.
special guest on Alpod is Temple Facilities and Operations.
Brian Culp, you're up next. Anyway, Amanda, thanks for joining us. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys. This was great.
Tell your teammates, give it a listen.
Absolutely.
All 45 of them.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Go Owls.
Go Owls.